Hello and welcome, I'm Jessica Rose. Today we're going to be talking about what we should email our customers in our jewellery business. So we all know that email marketing is super important and we're building our email list. But what do we actually send to people? How do we make sure that we're not boring them, spamming them, and that we're giving them content and value every time? Well, the first thing that I would encourage you to do is to set up a welcome sequence for your subscribers. This is a sequence of normally about 3 emails that we send to people when they first sign up to our list to tell them about ourselves, to introduce them to our brand and tell them more about our products and services on offer. So we know that when people first sign up to an email list is when they are most engaged. So we want to make the most of that and make sure that we're communicating with them regularly, at least to begin with. So I've developed how I use the first 3 emails and I'm going to be sharing that with you today. So I send these over 1 to 2 weeks. So the first email goes out automatically as soon as they subscribe. And you can set up these automations in your MailChimp account or in any other email provider that you're using. And if you're not using an email provider, I would absolutely encourage you to start doing that straight away. It makes life so much easier for you in terms of email marketing. So the first email I send out straight away, the second one I'll normally do a couple of days later, and the third one maybe a week to 10 days later. So they've got that regular contact with you. Now, some people do welcome email sequences that are far more than 3 emails, and you're welcome to do that. Some people do 5 emails or even 7 over the period of a few weeks. If you feel confident with your email marketing and you're ready to communicate that regularly, go for it. But if you're just starting out, 3 is a nice number to get to know your audience. So the first email is the welcome and thank you email. So in this one, I like to include some kind of freebie. So normally you've had what we call a lead magnet or freebie that people have signed up to your list for. So it might have been 10% off your first order, or it might be free postage and packaging, or a free gift guide, something like that. You've promised that, and therefore we want to deliver it straight away at the top of this email. So I like to say something like, hello, welcome, I'm so pleased to have you joining me, and here is your free whatever it is that you've offered. So give them that straight away. Then tell them a little bit about yourself. This is where you can build up some credibility and get to know your audience. So why did you start jewelry making? Tell us a bit about your story. What's important to you? What are the key core values of your brand? Make it interesting, engaging, relaxed and informal. So this is a little bit of your brand story coming out. Then I like to tell them what to expect. What can they expect from being a member of this email list? You can tell them you're going to send them a couple more emails to get to know them. Tell them something exciting you're going to send them, like a special offer coming up. And then you can also tell them things like reassurances. We'll never send you junk email. You can always unsubscribe. And generally, we don't send out more than 1 email a week. Something like that so that people know what they've got themselves into. Then I like to include some social media links, so your key social media, just in case they're not following you already, and it's nice to connect with them on there as well. Then I really like to do a PS. So you know at the end of letters when you're writing, you write a PS. I like to do this at the end of emails as well. I don't know if you know this, but when you scroll through emails on your phone and on your computer, so often we look at the top and then just scroll straight to the bottom. We want to see how long the email is, we want to see if there's anything that stands out, and we just want to get an idea of what it is we're looking at. So often the PS is one of the first things I'll actually look at after the title. So there's a few things that I sometimes do with the PS. Sometimes I write just a brief summary of what's in the email. So I'll write something like, oh, I saw you scrolled to the bottom. That's totally cool. I do that all the time as well. This is a brief summary of what's in the email. Here's your free thing. Here's the website, go check them out. Or sometimes I use it to write something exciting, something enticing, such as tomorrow I'm going to send you an email that has a free gift guide in, or whatever it is that you're sending next. So don't be afraid to use the PS to be a bit cheeky with your customers, a bit engaging. And again, with all of the emails that you send out, do it in your brand's tone of voice. So if you have a high-end luxury brand, you might have a slightly different tone of voice to a fun, quirky brand that we might be talking about. The second email is all about giving value. So the first email was welcome and thank you. The second one, we give value. So whatever it is you have to offer that can give value. It might be the latest products that you have out that you want to showcase, and people will just want to drool over how beautiful they are, especially if you have some beautiful lifestyle images to go with it. I like to include some testimonials from happy customers to show them about the engagement that we've already got. Anything that gives value, put it in this email and share it with your customers. They'll be so thankful that you've offered something additional. And remember, this is when they're most engaged, so they're most interested to learn about you and your brand right now. Then the third and final email, I call it a story and an ask. So I like to tell a story which ends in an ask. So this could be a story about you, about your values, about your work, or about your customers. Whatever it is that feels right to you. And at the end of the story, ask them for something. Be specific about what you want them to do. Often that might be buying your jewellery. Buy your next gift now. So you might tell them a story, just an example is something like, I always forget to buy gifts. I'm so bad. I always go last minute to the shop and try and find something and rummage around. Wouldn't it be amazing if I had a gift ready to give at any time and I don't even know who it's for yet? Why don't you buy a gift now so that you've got something in your stash that you can get to at any point? So that's a little story that they can hopefully relate to, followed by an ask. Have a think about what your story and ask would be for your business. So those 3 emails make up my welcome sequence, and that's how I introduce customers to my brand, get to know them a little bit more, and engage with them when they're most interested once they've signed up to my email list. But what about after that? Now we're moving on to talking about regular emails and how we can engage with our customers who are already part of our audience. So I like to send regular emails a minimum of once a month. Don't be afraid of spamming people. There will always be unsubscribers from your list, and we have to try and not be too worried about that. We want to engage with people who are interested in what we're doing, want to buy our products, and are interested in what we're putting out there. So if you're sending an email out once a month and people are unsubscribing, we can have a look at the content, but it might just be that they're not that interested in buying jewellery on a regular basis, which is okay, that's fine. But there will be those that are and that want to know about what you're doing. They're the people we really want to speak to. So what do you put in this email once a month? Well, you can direct your customers to blog posts that you've written. So if you have a blog and you're delivering content there regularly, that's a really nice thing to include in your email because they might not have seen it. You can also direct them to anything that's happening on social media, tell them about your accounts, get them involved in that. You can share new products, new commissions that you're working on, any exciting projects you have, information about your workshop, stories. There are endless content options for you to share with them. So I like to think of these regular emails as including the customer in my business. So it's not just me making at home, doing my own thing, sending my orders out, but I'm showing them a bit behind the scenes. I'm involving them in my whole business process. And through that, they get excited, they enjoy being part of the brand. And when they next want to buy jewellery, I'm the first person they're going to be going to. Another thing I like to do is to send festive email sequences. So this might be around Christmas, Valentine's, other events that happen in the calendar, and if you have it, their birthdays as well. Now I tend to send anywhere between 2 and 5 emails around this time, which I set up as a sequence as well. You can set this up in your automation under your email provider. And I'll remind them about the festivity coming up, what products I have on offer. I might be sending them a gift guide, showing them some examples of how customers have used my jewellery to gift around this season in the past, and some really nice themed photo shoots that put the perspective of this festivity around my jewellery business. This is really nice content for your email marketing because most people buy jewellery around these dates and events. So make the use of that time and make sure you engage with your customers at a higher density level than normally. However, what a lot of jewellers do, and what I've been guilty of doing in the past as well, is only getting in touch with people around selling events. So only getting in touch at Christmas or Valentine's or whatever festival is coming up and leaving them the rest of the year. The problem with that is you go out of their mind, and these days we really want to have an engaged audience. So it's so important to be doing that regular email marketing every month or so. You can even do it every couple of weeks if you have the facility in your business to do that. So the more we can communicate with their customers, add value, show them that we have beautiful products that they can use, the more likely when it comes to these selling events, they're going to think of us straight away. And then our email to them then is almost just like a reminder. They already knew they wanted to buy from us, and it's just been a nice little reminder for them of that. Now, some more advanced features that you can do as you get more confident with your email marketing are things like abandoned cart automations. So this is where if somebody goes into your shop, puts your product into their cart, and then for whatever reason doesn't make the purchase through, you can set up an automation in your mail provider to actually send them an automatic email maybe an hour, a day later saying, I saw you didn't make that purchase. Is there anything we can help you with? Do you have any questions? It's just a little reminder. Maybe the doorbell rang and they had to go and deal with something else and they forgot. So it's so useful to have those, but they are a little more advanced, and I would only encourage you to look at those once you've got the rest mastered. Another type of email marketing that's good to look at are your post-sales sequence. So this is what you send out to people after they've received your product. So it's nice to send something saying, I really hope you've received and enjoyed the jewellery that you've got. And of course you can ask them whether they're happy to give you a testimonial. There might be other things we want to send to them a month or so after they've received something. Just checking how you're getting on with your piece, and just letting you know we have a whole new range of products on site. If you want to have a look, go ahead. These are some more advanced things to have a look at further down the line, or if you're already at that stage in your jewellery business. So finally, I just want to talk about some key things that you can write about in your emails. So just some content ideas. So these are 7 things that I use to write about. The first is you and your brand. Don't be afraid to write about yourself. Of course, it's not done in an egotistical way. It's done in a way to share your information, share your processes, and get involved with your customers. We want that. We don't want a faceless brand. That's why we're buying handmade jewellery. The next thing is your making. So tell us about your making and your process. Again, we're buying handmade for a reason, so learning about these are really interesting to us. Tell us about commissions or exciting projects that you're working on at the moment, or perhaps that you've completed. Tell us about your products, of course, what you have on offer, what are the latest things, anything you have on sale, any new lines that you're working on. Tell us about your materials. What do you use? Are you a silversmith? Do you work in metal clay? Do you use beads? Whatever it is, again, we love handmade jewellery, we're buying it. So we want to know more about that side of it too. You can also tell us about events coming up, whether they're jewellery related or artistic in general. And of course, you can talk about your customers. So tell us about a customer's experience of buying through you, what they enjoyed, profile them. People love to be featured, and of course, then they're going to share it with more people as well. So that's a great way to build your network. So hopefully all of that has been really useful for helping you with content on what to write to your customers. The key things is to keep it relevant, engaging, and always strive to give value in every email. All right, I'm going to leave it there for now, but if you would like to grow your jewellery business, I would love to help you with that, which is why I've created a free guide to growth, which you can download right now on the link below. It covers all the different areas you need to look at if you're going to be building a strategy to grow your business, and how you can do that in each section. Go ahead and get your copy today, and hopefully we can connect together as well. I'd love to connect with you on social media. You can find us on Instagram and all the other channels at Jewellers Academy. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to see you on another video very soon. Alrighty, bye for now.